Hello, and welcome to another episode of Wheel of Horror, the podcast where two best friends spin a wheel once a week. It chooses the horror film and they discuss it. Today, we are talking 1983's Christine, which was directed by John Carpenter. I'm your co host, Alec.
And I'm Eric, and with us again, our Stephen King expert and good friend Dom Berger. Dom, welcome back to the show.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys. I'm glad to be back for another Stephen King adventure. And this one's a doozy.
Oh, yeah, I know. So let's just say really quick up at the top. Dom, we asked him to join us. We were very excited for this. He said, "I'm going to read the book." And we said, "Don't do that. You have 1 week. Don't do that. That's crazy." And you're like, "I'm going to do it." And you did it. You read the book, Christine, in 1 week to get ready for this,
No, I
right?
think he
Oh, of
thought
course.
we're recording this like the next day, and it's like, no, we didn't mean this Tuesday. We meant next Tuesday, right, Dom?
Yeah, the story's worse. It was more like, they're audiobooks, so you can change the speed that you listen to it. And we were talking on a Sunday, and we were all finding days that we were free. And Eric was like, "Oh, yeah, I can do Tuesday." And I'm like, "Tuesday, got it." And you told me, you were like, "Do not read the book. Don't worry about it. This is a movie about a killer car. Like, you don't need to do this." And the truth is, I couldn't remember why the car was killing people.
Yeah.
Like, so long ago, and I was like, I don't remember what the background or anything was it for. So I turned a 20-hour audiobook on 1.5 times, and I finished it in under 2 days. And then on Tuesday night, I was like, "All right, guys, like I'm ready to go. I'm fresh off this book." And they're like, "We meant next Tuesday." I was like, "That makes more sense. That makes more sense." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, I knew that." And Eric was like, "You didn't know that." And I was like, I didn't know that
Wait,
actually."
Dom, when you listen to a book in 1.5 speed, is it like chipmunks or like what does it sound like?
Oh yeah, everything's up an octave, and like for the first 5 minutes, you come back to it, you're like, your brain is like, everyone's, this is wrong. This is too fast. It's going way too fast. But then
That's
you
so
get
fun.
used to it, and then I don't know if any of it stuck, but it doesn't matter because I watched the movie, and I don't know if you guys want to start getting it. Originally, what did everyone think of this movie? Because I had a fun time with it.
Dude, I'll go first, Eric. Sorry to cut you off. I've never seen this movie. I knew what it was about. This movie's awesome. This movie's so sick, and I've never seen it, and I didn't really know much about it other than it's a killer car. There's yeah, the question that you presented earlier. That's the exact question I have. I'm like, why? But otherwise, it's sick. It's a good movie. Eric, what do you think?
I mean, just the concept is so original. There's no other way to describe it, and I loved it. I had a lot of fun watching it. This movie, the swearing in it was insane. I
Yeah,
feel like it was out of nowhere. Just everyone was like, "Kiss your mother with that mouth," but it's so much about it was great. But yeah, it's like a concept where Stephen King must have thought of it and was like, I'm halfway through, like, gotta finish it. Gotta finish it. You gotta once you just say like I'm doing it, you do it. And this must have been one of those books.
he
Dude,
was in the
John
heart of
Carpenter's.
his. Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
sorry,
Go.
go ahead.
No, no, you go ahead.
I was gonna say John Carpenter directing, you can clearly see like some prize moments ring true. Like I gotta say, it did not disappoint. I'm not a big car guy myself, but like didn't disappoint on any of first off the models they use, but also like some of the practical effects where they're pulling cars through things and like it's like fixing itself. I was like, this is so amazing. Like it's really, really good.
Dom, that's the thing. This movie impressed me so much, but if this movie came out in like 2013, I'd be like, I don't care because it's all computers fixing the car.
Transformers, yeah.
Yeah, but like this, to see them like destroy a car and then it come back to life and you know there's no computers, like that is so impressive. So
It's a lost art, really. It
yeah,
really is.
it is.
And
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 yeah,
to risk yourself making this movie, it's like John Carpenter like saying, you know what? He's a master of horror. I'm gonna be a master of horror. I'm gonna make this movie that no one thinks is possible happen.
well, it's funny because this is the same year as Cujo. So it's like Stephen King was just on a roll of like, all right, like a dog that kills people. How about a car that kills people? And he's just like,
Bender books. Was he on a Bender?
he was
Like
on a
Dude, this is
huge
this
yeah,
is
Bender
the
books.
Bender. Like literally, they call this like the
Bender
80s.
book.
He
yeah.
he wrote Cujo, he wrote Christine, he wrote The Running Man, and that was all back to back to back. And then that's right before he went on to It. So we talked about this earlier, like, oh my God, there was a time where Stephen King was struggling with addiction and like, he was doing a lot of cocaine and he was just he's prolific, putting book after book after book out. And he doesn't remember writing like large chunks of it, which is the craziest part. Like he doesn't remember writing a lot of Cujo. He doesn't remember a lot of Christine. Um, and obviously you can kind of see the trend of like someone battling with some kind of addiction or,
Yeah.
this John Carpenter, like the needle drops and everything, the style he took to this story, like I had a fun time and I didn't ask any serious questions like for 2 hours, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah,
Huh.
I suspended my disbelief on a couple things. But yeah, one of the since you read this, you're probably going to have the insight that I hope you have. But my biggest question in this whole movie is why? Why is Christine evil? Like, is she just born evil because she was the only red car that came out and all the other ones were white? But like,
Beige.
why?
Beige.
Or
It was
whatever.
beige.
But I guess my question is like, in the book, do they describe that there's like a serial killer that like made the car or something? Like, because there's no reason for this. That's
It,
the only thing.
dude, it comes through in the like in the fourth quarter of this book where, uh, so in the movie, just for the reference, people that watch the movie, it starts off with Christine and she's already evil on the assembly line. She's like killing people. None of the other cars are doing it, just her. And then it like time jumps. But in the book, it's like there was a dude, and this is the background. So in the book, instead of they're driving home, right? The two boys, Dennis and Arnie. And that's where he sees the car on the side of the road for the first time. Arnie makes Dennis pull over, and then he's essentially conned into buying this old killer car. But in the book, like the guy selling it is the evil guy, right? So in
Mm,
the movie, it's his brother. They kind of combine the two characters in the movie. So like essentially, in the book, the guy who is the seller, he's like a changeling. You know when they switch babies like at birth.
yeah.
So the brother tells him a story. He's like, nothing's really confirmed, but my mother said when we were younger, my brother was the perfect baby. And then all of a sudden, 6 weeks in, he was swapped for a changeling. And she used to say that, but she wasn't joking, right? And then he ends up sacrificing. So the the background is, and it's a coked up thing, but like he sacrifices his daughter to the car, and that's what makes the car cursed, right? And
Okay.
he can possess the car and live on through the car. And it's if, when he dies, he will find somebody who is like a willing vessel and he will possess them. And that's how he like lives on forever.
So he lives
And
on a car named Christine, though.
correct. Yeah. And
So
like
she's
in
like a transgender car in some ways. I mean,
Why is the name
can we say that?
Christine? Why
Yeah,
is
why
it
is it named
Christine?
Christine? Is that what he names the car? The guy who buys it?
the guy who buys it names it Christine.
Okay, that's
But
what I was
why?
thinking.
It's
Why
like
Christine?
it's the only thing in the world that he loves. It's hinted at that when he comes across this car, some voices whisper to him that like he will be able to put himself into like something like an object like that. And it's implied that he kills not only his wife, but his daughter. And that choking scene, right? It was like oh my, did they mention in the movie that the girl, his daughter died of a choking thing, or did
Yeah,
Dennis
no,
just?
they mentioned that in the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's like a thing that happens to Arnie where he doesn't save his girlfriend and she's choking. In the movie,
Yeah.
he's outside the car and can't get in, but in the book, he like kind of watches her almost die. They have a hitchhiker in the back, and he's the one who saves her.
What?
Um, Dude, the only thing, all right, so like it's 500 pages. It's a very long story for what this is, a
Yeah.
novel. And a lot of it's all over the place. It starts from Dennis' point of view, then it goes to Christine's point of view, then it's back to Dennis's point of view. And in the end, like they go to this huge length to like, vanquish Christine, and Arnold dies. And that's all I could remember about this book, like 10 years later. It's like Arnold wasn't in the car when they killed Christine. He was somewhere with his mom. And when they tried to kill Christine, the guy that possessed Christine jumped out of Christine, went into Arnold. Arnold fought. He was driving with his mom, and they both died.
Okay, so
Dude.
there's way more possession swapping in the
Oh,
book.
yeah.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Okay.
That's what this movie was missing was just like, why is this happening? And if they just touched upon that a little bit. They're like, hey, listen, like there was a guy that owned this car. He was evil. His spirit possessed the car. And then call the movie Charles or something. Don't call it Christine, because that makes it even more confusing. So that's the thing that this movie was missing.
I think they did different. They, instead of doing this possession swapping, they put you under a spell. And the guy who bought the car got put under a spell. And in the movie, you see him like totally change. So I think he was captivated slash under a spell by Christine instead of Christine possessing.
I
So
just,
that's what they did different.
Thinner, it makes so much sense. He's like, okay, he hit a guy. There's a curse on him. That's why it's happening. I believe anything from this point forward now. For this movie, I'm like thinking, okay, Arnie's hair looks different at this point. Is he becoming the serial killer from before? Like, I was thinking, oh, he looks like Dracula now. Maybe that's the killer, some weird looking guy like that. And they're going to talk about it. And it'll be like a newspaper clipping, like, this guy killed people in the 50s, like, and he owned your car. None of that. We don't know anything about this, why this car is doing this, or, and then.
Which is perfect for John Carpenter to do it, because we don't know why Michael Myers did what he did.
That's fine. That's not as crazy, because like that's a human doing things. This is a fucking possessed car. Like, you've got to give me something to make me be like, okay, because Michael Myers could exist in theory, in reality. That car can't. So that's the only thing. Other than that, this movie is amazing, but it really was like, just tell me something, John Carpenter. Stop playing the same music in every movie. I want to know. No, I love the music of this movie, but it is, dude, I thought it was The Fog. It sounded like every John Carpenter score.
It was very foggy.
Yeah. It's great though. Still, I love his music, so I'm not complaining. But yeah, no, this movie though, the one thing before we jump into the plot a little bit, this is every actor I've ever seen in my entire childhood in one movie. It's the guy from Mrs. Doubtfire. It's the old homeless guy from Home Alone. It's Harry Dean Stanton, just like, what's up? There's somebody else I recognize too.
The nerdy guy from Jaws 2.
That's it, dude. Arnie is from Jaws 2. He's the guy with the glasses and the book. Yep. Dude. Oh, and then Erik, you're gonna die. You're gonna die. What's the best friend's name? Kevin, or what's his name?
Dennis.
Okay, Erik. Guess what Dennis, that actor, went on to do in 2006? What movie he wrote and directed?
No idea.
Teresa.
Oh, okay. I like that movie.
Yes, but remember how that movie got him in trouble and he had to like go on like a worldwide apology tour because he made Brazil look like a fucking
he looked me like don't go to Brazil.
Yeah, so
Brazil ad.
I just thought that was so interesting. I'm like, this guy was like, a good looking actor. I thought he did a great job in this movie, and I looked up his career. I'm like, what else has this guy been in? He transitioned to a director and a writer, and he wrote and directed Turistas, which we covered a couple years ago. And anyways, I just thought that was interesting. So this cast is stacked.
Yeah, it's like a lot of B characters from other horror movies.
And then the other bully, not Mooch or whatever, not Buddy, but the other one, that's the guy from the beginning of Ghostbusters 2 who's getting shocked when Bill Murray's shocking the girl and the other guy. And he's like, dude, that's that guy. Yeah. So this movie, just like everybody.
The web of horror into one movie.
Yeah.
Actors. Yeah.
This movie had a lot of cameos from other movies that I'm like, dude, love the guy from Mrs. Doubtfire, the guy that owns the junk shop in this movie. I've never seen a man whose lips are like, he's like, what are you doing? Like,
one thing I thought of too, when the boys are in shop class, before we get into the plot, the shop class teacher, that's Mr. Adler from South Park, right? Did they base Mr. Adler from South Park off that character?
Maybe, but that teacher
looks exactly like him.
That's how every teacher should be. That's how every teacher should still be. Like, he's just like, I don't
screw around too much.
And grabs him. Like, I was like, that is a good teacher. Like,
don't screw around in shop class. That's for sure.
Yeah, but yeah. So the acting, I really enjoyed it. I don't know who the lead woman was, but she was pretty cute. I gotta say so myself.
Body of a slut,
dude. That line was crazy, Dominic. I'm like, listen, we're guys. We talk about guy stuff, but I've never had somebody come up to me.
There's some lines.
Dude, she looks smart, but she's got the body of a slut. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, the language. I guess that was the language in this movie that
they said the C word.
She came through the hall and she's like an Argyle sweater. She looks like one of the pink Power Rangers. And I was like, that was what you saw? And you
she's
were like,
wow. Oh yeah. That one there. Yeah.
She looks like the most respectable young lady. They're just like, that fucking tramp. But yeah, no, it's a great cast. So that's one reason to watch it too. John Carpenter music's incredible. The story is really cool. It's just, you got to suspend your disbelief a lot to be like, okay, all right.
I mean, how do you make sense of it, honestly?
Yeah.
You just got to kind of just, like you said, suspend your disbelief and just, have
And
fun.
what it does really well. There's certain parts where it's like, the main girl Lee and Arnie, like they have zero chemistry.
Yeah.
Like you don't
What?
see any of them like
Yeah.
even like flirt. Like it's basically just her regretting her decision to go out with him the entire movie. And I feel like it makes him less sympathetic because he just like, he goes from like, yeah, I'm in love with her to like, you fucking bitch or whatever he's yelling over the phone. And you're like, oh, well, I guess like there's no redeeming moment for Arnie. Um,
Mm.
you
It's
know,
tough. It's Arnie's character development's not great in this movie. You're right. Like
He
he
gets
goes,
abusive too. He gets very
oh, very
like
much. He's like,
physical
you're
and
sexually frustrated. And he grabs her, but he's literally Woody Allen in the beginning of this movie. And then by the end, he's like an evil Dracula vampire guy. But there's no A to B really. It doesn't feel like.
well, once he gets the car, it
Yeah.
possesses him in some
Yeah.
ways.
yeah. I thought it was really like I like the music coming out of the car, like the songs
Mm.
playing and like, I think that this was really well received like commercially. So like and John Carpenter's movie keeps kind of people love this book too. I don't really understand it. Like I don't know, it's kind of all over the place and a lot of work. It's everything that they criticize Stephen King for doing wrong. And for some reason, it's like still kind of revered. And then the John Carpenter movie kind of like kept this in a place where it's like it's always going to be well remembered. The, I mean, I really love like you're waiting for the car scenes to happen. We're like, all right, he's gonna murder someone, obviously, and it could look really cheesy. And somehow, like, a lot of it's like, oh, he's running in the road. It's really strange that this guy keeps running in the road. He
Yeah,
could
I
just
know.
hop up.
Go to the desert. Like,
Dude,
yeah.
you were just on a high surface, and he's like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna run over like 6 lanes of traffic, see what, and then he's like, I'm gonna end up in a court like a cargo bin, and as he runs me over, I'm not gonna jump over to the car.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a couple moments, but overall, like I actually think it was like pretty well done. There's two deaths that I want to hear what you guys have to say, but the explosion of the gas station looked legit. But also, why did he kill that guy? That guy was just like, "Hey, is that like Buddy?" And all of a sudden, it's like that guy didn't do anything wrong. Like, so there's that guy,
Wrong,
which I was like,
wrong, wrong, wrong place, wrong time.
that's not fair. Christine, what are your rules? And then the other one that I just like was like, what are we as the audience supposed to believe is happening right now? But it was like when Mooch or Mookie or whatever the other fat bully guy who gets like crushed by like it comes at the alleyway or whatever. Dude, if you watch that scene where he gets killed, he just gets like dropped off under like an overpass by like an 18-wheeler truck and there's no explanation. And Christine is just like sitting there waiting for him. And you're like, where did he just come from? Like, what the hell is John Carpenter's like, don't worry about it. No one's going to think about where this guy's coming from. And
People don't care. Yeah.
I cared. I was like, where is this guy? Where are we in the movie right now? Like,
Yeah.
and then he just gets run over. And that scene was cool, but I was still like, how would Christine know where he is? Why is this guy even here? Like, was he just like jerking off that trucker? Like, what the hell is happening right now? But yeah, everything else is amazing though. I know I'm being kind of critical.
What about you,
Yeah.
Eric?
I don't want to get critical, but I'll give you guys the stats as Dom's talking about being recepted and all that. It came out December 9th, 1983. Good Christmas movie. Actually, today's December 9th. Oh my God.
Oh, that's crazy. So it's the 42nd anniversary today of
I didn't
Christine.
even, that's another coincidence on the Wheel of Horror.
Hey.
Runtime, an hour and 50 minutes. A little long, a little long.
It is a little
Uh,
long. It's a little long.
Budget was 10 million, and a lot of the budget went to, guess what? The
Cars.
cars.
Yeah.
Box office made 21 million, so it made more than half of its budget. Rotten Critics 74%, Rotten Audience 65% out of 100. So, I mean, I agree with all that. Deserves
Yeah.
all that.
It's become like a cult classic. I don't think this movie did exceptionally well. Cause I mean, you got to think about it. It's like Creep Show was 82 right before this. Then Cujo and this were the same year. The next year was Firestarter. I'm sure I'm forgetting a couple others, but like
The
he's
Running
on
Man.
the running.
Yeah.
He's on, and these are the movies too.
Oh,
So like
movies.
the movies, yeah. So
Carrie came out
he's
earlier too.
Carrie
All
was in the
that.
70s, yeah. But
Yeah.
the 3 years, 82, 83, 84, so many books, but so many movies too, the
Yeah. I
adaptations.
think this movie just was published and they bought the rights. I
Oh yeah.
read that.
Okay,
They literally were like, we don't care if this book does well. We're doing the movie on it.
Dom, you need to answer this for me. Okay. In what world? The movie comes out in 1983. Okay, it's 1983. Why set it in 1978? Why not just set it in the year it came out? Like, why are we doing this?
I guess I'm assuming because they wanted the Chev like the car to be really old, and they were just like, all right, well, I think the whole thing was Stephen King when he was growing up, he had like a piece of shit 1960 car that was very unreliable, and he would say it often has a mind of its own, right? So that's kind of like and he's like, what would happen if that car was possessed by a prior owner? And that was literally the concept, right? And
Yeah.
it's he's like, oh, well, we're going to age it up, so it's got to be old, and this like it's got to fit here and there. That being said, I never understand the time periods that he picks. It's never like sometimes it's 27 years, it makes kind of sense, and then other times it's just like, yeah, well, this guy's probably old enough to have an affair. So there's something in every book. This book is not one of the exceptions, is where there's like a main character and he cheats or is part of some kind of like betrayal of relationships. Lee is dating Arnie. They kind of have a breakup. And in the book, Dennis moves right in, dude. He moves right in, starts dating her.
This happened in
That's
this
why.
movie.
But like, it is in almost every book that he puts out is something weird with a relationship. I like, it's a weird
Well,
fantasy,
to
man.
be fair, to that point, to be fair, Dennis liked her first and he was reaching out to her. Then Arnie gets like his balls when he buys Christine and then just immediately swoops in and steals her or whatever. And then he's like, well, I kind of like had a crush on her first and you did this. So then when they break up, then he goes back there. So like Arnie just, I don't know. Arnie
Well,
knew he liked her.
this is a good conversation because I'm of the mindset that if a guy dates a girl, she's off limits forever. Like
Whoa.
that's I don't know forever because you get older, maybe you run back into each other. Eric, what do you think? If a guy dates a girl, do you swoop in even if it doesn't work out?
I mean, not the day after. Like,
No,
I
no.
mean, yeah, whenever, like in the future, sure, but like not the day after. Like this
Yeah.
was the day after, right?
No, I just thought it was weird because it was like Dennis liked her first. He was going to make a move on her, but then Arnie swooped in behind his back and asked her out. And then he was like, what the
Mm,
fuck? And then when Arnie and her broke up, he's like, all right, well, I was trying and you swooped in and screwed this up. And now you're broken up. I'm going to give it a shot. Um,
yeah, the bro code definitely broken there a
well, I
little
think it's broken
bit.
by Arnie. I think Arnie
Yeah, yeah,
broke
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Both of them in some. I mean, yeah, but yeah,
because the
Arnie,
thing is,
but
too, like, this is what I understand. Kevin, or I keep calling him Kevin, Dennis,
Kevin.
Christine just like it just is like, yeah, I'm gonna like kill him right now. Like he didn't do anything to he's Arnie's best friend. He loves Arnie. He's not, I guess he is kind of shitting on the car a little bit. He's like, you shouldn't buy this, it's a piece of junk. And he's like going to the old man from Home Alone and being like, you're a fucking asshole, like sort of thing. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was interesting that like he almost died because of Christine just being like, I don't know, I can.
Yeah.
It was
There's a
weird.
savage like it's not a mic drop moment, but in the novel, right? Um, they plan on trapping Christine. So Dennis and Lee are like, we're going to trap Christine, we're going to kill Christine. And in the book, Christine only murders people when Arnie is out of town. So every time the detective comes to question, because they're pulling literal red paint out of these people's bones on the scene, and they're like, it's obviously like Christine.
Yeah.
But they go back, and Arnie's out of town, and the car always looks like new. And in the book, it's like, all right, well, we're gonna trap him in the garage, right? Or trap Christine in the garage, and I'm gonna call Dennis's dad, and I'm gonna let him know, like, or Dennis's dad, Arnie's dad, and I'm gonna let him know, hey, we're doing something. Stay in the house, right? Because the car's out, might be trying to murder someone. You stay in the house. Trust me, we're gonna fix this. And the dad's like, okay, right? And the car shows up, Christine shows up, and they're fighting the car. And at one point, the door to Christine opens and Arnold's dad's in the front seat, dead. Like
Mm,
didn't listen to Dennis. It's like a weird, like creepy thing. And like Stephen King usually kind of like telegraphs every kind of hit. That was one of those where you thought the dad was okay, and then he just is in the front seat, just dead. And you're like, what?
dude, they should have done that in the movie. I hated the parents in this movie. The mom was a psychopath, and the dad, with that scene where Arnie just like chokes his dad, and he's just like, "I'm gonna go to bed now," and just like leaves. They should have killed one of the parents in the movie. I feel like that would have helped a lot.
Yeah, and I feel like that dad could have taken the son too.
Definitely, dude.
Like I was like
Arnie's
looking at that kid choke his dad out. I was like, no,
yeah, and
don't
he's
do
like,
that.
"No, no, no!" Like the dad was so like shooken. Yeah, I feel like but the mom
Get to your room.
sucked, dude. The mom was such a crazy person in this movie.
She was so unlikable. But dude, just to your point about like favorite car moments, when that like gas station explodes and the car's on fire and it's driving through the street,
Oh, so
it's
cool.
even more epic when he runs the guy over and they have that flame stunt where the body's in the middle of the road just
Yeah,
cooking. And I was
immediately
like,
he like
yeah,
engulfed immediately.
oh my God. I'm like that was
That was the biggest like get off the road moment too. Like he's just running on the road. It's like what else is on the road?
Yeah,
Cars. It's like just go in the cornfield or whatever's there. I don't remember what was there, but just go.
yeah, yeah. Well, Dom, that also kind of brings up this movie jumps around a lot. This movie starts in like September and ends in like January or something like that. And of course, the only holiday they miss is Christmas. You're like, okay. But there's a scene. I don't understand why it jumps around so much, first of all, but there's a scene where towards the end, when basically Dennis is like, I'm gonna go to like a New Year's party at Arnie's house and I'll talk to him there or whatever. But that never happens. It's just Arnie picks up Dennis, they drive on like a road, and Arnie's like, I'm crazy. And like that's like the whole scene. I was like, why didn't Christine just kill him then? Why didn't she just kill Dennis? Like, she doesn't like him clearly. She tried to paralyze him. Like, she so why now? Like I let
yeah.
him go. Let him go.
There's a couple of things like that that happen. So obviously that doesn't happen in the book. Arnie's out of town when Christine tries to murder him, and then Dennis at one point in the movie carves like I'm gonna get you message into Christine, and
Yeah.
apparently she's just cool to take it. Like she's sitting there while he's
Yeah.
sitting there with a like. It's like meanwhile the guy in the assembly line who was like putting in like the small mirror got his fingers ripped out, and I was like, there's no way Christine would be like, Arnie's gonna be pissed. I'm gonna let this slide. I'm gonna let
Yeah.
you just engrave something um and like his death in the I don't know. Again, so your question was why did that happen? It didn't happen like that in the book, but it was just as spread out because they were trying to show like maybe there's hope that Arnie will turn his life around in time to get into college next year. So it's like all of a sudden he turns it around for like second semester essentially. Um, and Dennis is out of the book for, I mean, it happens in the movie too, but like he's out of it for so long that like even in the movie, I'm like, do we really care about Dennis?
I like Dennis. I like the relationship between Dennis and Arnie because I'm like, this is such an odd couple. Like, that is like the nerdiest guy in the school and then like the football star and their friends. Like, I kind of liked that. But I don't know, man. I actually really like Dennis. I thought he was a
Yeah.
really interesting character.
Yeah, and in the movie it flips, like he becomes someone who's like almost the paraplegic and he's now the cool guy with the hot car.
Dude, when he ran over that car with a bulldozer, which is not what happens in the book, I was like, I want to see this. I want to see this
Yeah.
real
Yeah,
bad.
now you keep saying like bouncing around, the plot bounces around, and you Dom too. We just bounced around this entire podcast, which I love. We didn't even go through the plot. I think we're too late into it
Well,
to attempt it.
we've covered like the main things.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
all right,
No,
the
but
plot of the
it's the
film.
nature of Christine. Like
Yeah,
that's all
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
the plot of the movie is basically like a nerdy guy gets a car, the car's possessed, and he ends up becoming like mean
He
throughout the
gets the
process.
girl, he becomes a dick. He
Yeah,
kills all his bullies, which I love the scene with them like hitting the car with the sledgehammers,
yeah, that was
the
sick.
bullies, and then Christine turning on and
Well,
fixing itself.
have you guys seen Teen Wolf with Michael J. Fox?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of
Okay,
course.
so we should cover that on the podcast, but I love how
Why
in
not?
that movie he's bad at basketball, then he becomes a werewolf, and then he becomes the best at basketball. This movie, it's like this guy's the biggest nerd ever. Then all of a sudden he just gets a kind of cool car, and then all of a sudden he's like suave. The girls want him, all this stuff, and I was like, this doesn't really add up because Christine hates everybody that likes Arnie, but the only reason he's able to get anybody to like him is because of Christine. So it like doesn't
Yeah.
really make sense.
It
I
makes you
thought it
think
was
about like objects and how, you, listen, what's that movie? She's Out of My League, I think it's called, where the guy's like, listen, I'm a
yes.
6 on paper, but if I had a Rolls Royce, I'm a 9. Like, or something like
But that
that. And
car's
just
not even
like,
that cool. It's a cool car, but it's not like a Ferrari or a
sure.
Lamborghini or something. It's an old 20-year-old car.
Dude, I thought it was gonna be like a just like you were talking about, like a Little Shop of Horrors type thing, where like he finds something, it's to get it to grow, he's got to feed it like people,
mm,
right? And at first I was like, where is the car getting its power? Is it from killing these people? Is it from the person that's driving it? Like, so like Arnold has like back pain.
It's
So the
from American Petroleum, Dom. Gasoline, not
gasoline.
electric. No
He
idea.
probably no, I
That's where
don't
he got its
know.
power. Like, when does he fill? Does he ever fill it up in the movie?
Yeah, I mean, he puts a lot of like he puts a like I mean, he puts a lot of like time into it. So I was like, is he sitting in the car and the car is like absorbing like where is it getting energy to fix itself? Right?
mm.
Like is he absorbing it from Arnie and that's why he looks so gaunt in the end where he's like really
Oh,
skinny?
could
Yeah.
I
be.
don't know. But
Could
Well,
also
be.
he gets vision. So I'm like, that's not taking away from him.
I love though so much that the speedometer keeps going down throughout the movie. And it's like that was really cool. That
Like,
was a great
Christine's
idea.
getting younger and more
Yeah.
powerful from taking things from
I,
people
I
and taking
loved
life.
that.
That's
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. That's a cool
And I wish
concept.
that they like Dennis is like, wait, I thought the speedometer was at 93,000. And he's like, and he said something that would be cool. But I'm like, like this is the thing. There's like a lot of missed opportunities in this to make it better. And I'm just like watching it now. I'm like, God damn it, John Carpenter. Like,
What they could have done, imagine he wakes up in the morning, checks Christine's speedometer, and it's like 30 miles. It's like, Christine, what did you do last night? And
yeah,
it's like, you killed like 1,000 people? Where? It's like, I
yeah.
went to a parade. I'm sorry.
Well, that's the thing. Christine doesn't have anything to be afraid of. Like, that, oh, the cops found out I'm a killer car. Okay. Like, what are they gonna do? Arrest you? Like, like they can't do anything.
Well, the cops are always looking for the driver, it feels
Yeah.
like, and there's
Yeah.
no driver until the end of the movie when it's like, oh shit, he is driving the car at the end. And
All
that
right.
was kind of a cool reveal.
Speaking of the cop, I freaking love Harry Dean Stanton. He's like one
Yeah.
of the best character actors of all time. He was so good in this movie too. Like so believable. Like I loved him. I thought he was fantastic.
So well
Like, I have no
spoken.
idea what's
Yeah.
going on, but I'm gonna get to the bottom of this
And
kind
I'm
of
I
thing.
am I'm willing to bet almost anything in my life that in his acting clause for everything he's in, he's like, I can smoke cigarettes in this movie. Like, I'm not kidding. Because he smoked in this movie, every movie that guy is in, every single movie, even in Alien, which is supposed to take place in like 2500, he's still smoking
No, no,
cigarettes.
no, no, no. He's trying to quit, but in his contract, you have to smoke cigarettes in every shot. He's like, no,
Well,
I'm trying to quit. It's like, well, can't do this movie then.
all right, really quick, I'll just and we'll start to wrap up here. But there's a scene in Twin Peaks, the third season, where he's in it, and basically he's smoking cigarettes, and he's like 95 in the show, and he is in real life. He died a couple years ago, and he starts smoking a cigarette, and this guy sitting next to him is like, "You want a cigarette?" He's like, "Nah, I quit," and he's just like, he's like, "I've been smoking every day for 85 years," and he's just like shaking and smoking, like, yeah, he grew up on a tobacco farm too, so he's been smoking forever. But anyways, I love Harry Dean Stanton.
He was awesome.
Don't
Yeah,
smoke. Kids,
yeah,
don't smoke.
don't smoke. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of any other questions I had for you, Dom. Genuinely, I know I was a little critical on it, but it's still a really great movie and it had me engaged the whole time.
I have a question for Dom. How does the book end? The the
Mm,
the movie ends with obviously the construction vehicle crushing Christine, the radio dying out, and then Junkyard boxing it into a junk thing, and then that one little wiggle of metal. So it's like Christine's still alive, maybe. How's the book end?
It's kind of similar. So in the book, like they kill Christine with not a bulldozer, but it's a like a truck that carries shit. It's this big like
oh,
pink truck that he's trying to get the biggest car he can to ram it.
They Biff Tannen it from Back to the Future. They just
Yeah.
cover it with manure.
I wish there's
Is
actually, but
that's
they
what I picked up when you said shit. I'm like, shit, like poop? Like
I was like,
manure?
oh yeah, shit, like actual shit, but they emptied out the truck for some reason.
So it's like a sewer truck? Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the book.
The book, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
wild. Okay, continue.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, yeah. They kill Christine, and then I kind of mentioned this earlier, but wherever Arnie's with his mom visiting a school, the spirit of the guy that owned it before switches out of Christine and goes. He can only be in one place at one time, so he can either be possessing Arnie or he can be possessing Christine. So he jumps out when he knows that he's going to lose. It goes into Arnie. Arnie fights him. They crash and die, both of them. Obviously, the dad is dead in the front seat of Christine. Christine gets has killed more people at this point. So one of the detectives in the movie, he's still alive at the end of the movie, but he dies in the book. So like he had told the next detective the crazy story of what Christine was. So when they found Christine's remains, they crushed her into a little cube, and it bit one of the guys that was trying to put her away. So it hurt him. Um,
That's cool.
yeah, and there's still like a like maybe they're still coming back together. It's still kind of healing itself, but yeah, it ends with Dennis and Leah not ending up together. Arnie dies, and it's a really bleak like and life goes on, and I'm like, wow, that was 500 pages. Like,
Yeah, that actually sounds
In
better.
2 days, audiobook style at
oh
1.5
yeah,
speed. I can't believe you did that, Dom. You're
I
nuts.
did.
You're
I sure
nuts.
did.
I think I prefer that ending more. Or at least I mean, like, what's the logic of the car not being able to just rebuild itself from that cube? Like, it should have just been like and like come back
Well, anything's
out. Like,
possible from what we've seen before. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think they're going to be making Christine 2 anytime soon, but I
Not with
wouldn't
that
I'm
car.
genuinely surprised there has been a remake. I'm pretty surprised. But the thing is, like, nowadays with self-driving cars, like, it's just not as interesting, I feel like. I don't know. It was really cool back then. And yeah, I love the guy from Home Alone, and I love the fact that he said the word shitter. And he's like, because he says that word, and I was like, that was a weird word. And then Arnie
Little
says,
shitters. They just call them little shitters
he
or
just says
something.
shitters. He's like, these shitters. And then the whole movie, Arnie keeps saying shitters the whole time. And in my mind, I was like, every single human on earth is a shitter. So I was like, so what does that even mean? Is that from the book, Dom? Does he say shitter in the book?
Yep. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's a big thing of like how they know that he's being possessed by the previous owners. He
Mm-hmm.
starts calling everyone shitters.
That's what I was
Um,
starting to pick up, because that's what the homeless or the old guy from Home Alone said. And then Arnie started saying it. So I was like, okay, so is this that guy? I'm like, come on.
it is though.
Yeah.
Like he's starting to form like in the book, he starts to get like his voice changes, like he starts to look like the previous owner, LeBay.
Yeah.
And it's like a whole thing about like when Christine is killing people and Arnie's not in the front seat, the ghost of the previous owner is. So like it's
Yes.
really terrifying. You look in and like there's the previous owner and he's like terrifying. He's a ghost. Um, and I was like, oh, eventually, like Arnie is gonna become. That's what I was waiting for when they're driving together in the movie, and it has like the blue lighting, and I'm like, he's gonna look back, and it's gonna be the previous, like it's gonna be the brother or whatever,
Yeah.
like a haunted face or something, and they missed that opportunity.
God damn it, that
Ugh,
pisses me
ugh.
off. It's
Yeah.
confusing, and it would have helped the movie. It would have helped the movie and made it less confusing. So it's like, you idiots. But anyways, Dom, really appreciate you reading the book, man, filling us in on the blanks that we didn't know from the movie. So thank you, man.
Yeah.
My pleasure,
Made Christine more interesting for sure.
for
Yeah.
All
sure.
right.
Well, I think it's time we spin that wheel, the holiday wheel.
We got the spin already. We're doing Silent Night, Deadly Night 2.
Nice. We got Andy Danish coming back. He did the first one with us last year, so that'll be our Christmas episode. So get ready. But Dom, thank you so much for joining us for our discussion on Christine, our Stephen King expert, and we'll get you back on very soon in the new year.
Can't wait.
All
Woo.
right. Well, everybody,
Don't cut it. Don't cut it. Oh, sorry.
thank
keep
you
going.
for listening in to Christine, and we'll see you next week with Silent Night, Deadly Night 2.
Woo!